Good morning, boys and girls. How are you? Today is Tuesday, and it's the last day of June. That means that tomorrow it will be a new month. Can you tell me what the new month is? What comes after June? July. Yeah, tomorrow will be the first day of July. It's crazy. I can't believe we are already halfway through this year. Sometimes I feel like it's still a March. I don't know. Time seems to be frozen, but it's not. It's going really fast. So today we will read our morning message. We will do sight words, sounds, punctuation, and then we are going to talk about measurement, and we are going to talk about height today. Last week we talked about weight. We talked about how heavy something was, right? And I had my scale, my teeter-totter, and we put different objects and we figured out which one was heavier and which one was lighter. So today we're going to talk about height, and we'll talk about what that is in a minute. So let me share this screen with you. Alrighty, here is our morning message. And while you're looking at that, let me grab my flashcards because I realized I don't have my punctuation marks. All right, now we're ready to go. Are you ready to read it? Let's do it. June 30th, 2020. Good morning. Today is Tuesday. How tall are you? It will be a great day. I can and I will. Love, Mrs. Forrester. Okay, can you please find the sentence that ends with this? Can you find the sentence? Tell me what color the sentence that ends with that is. You're right, it's blue. What punctuation mark is this? You're right, it's a question mark. So I asked you a question. I said, how tall are you? And I asked you that because we're going to talk about height today. However tall you are is your height. And we'll get into that in just a minute. Okay, I have this right here. What's this punctuation mark called? You're right, it's a period. Do you see any periods on my board today? Me too. One right after Ta-ta Tuesday. And then last, but surely not least, our absolute favorite. Well, maybe it's not your favorite, but I feel like most of us really like this one. What is it, you guys? Yeah, it's an exclamation point. We are loud, we are excited, we are proud, we are letting you know what we're talking about. If I was typing what I just said, it would be in all sorts. We would have all sorts of exclamation points because I was loud right then, wasn't I? I see 2 exclamation points on my board. Do you? I see one in the green and I see one in the red. And there it is. We have found all of our punctuation. Let me stop sharing that with you so you can see me again. Alrighty, today we are going to continue reviewing our third quarter words. Okay, it might be a little bit since you've seen these, and these ones are tricky. We have all those W words, we have all of those question words, and I want to take a couple of weeks to review them. Fourth quarter's right here though. You guys have first and second down. Easy peasy for you. But we're gonna really take this summer to focus on fourth and third. So let's do third today. Are you ready? Ears on. Boy. Boy, B-O-Y, boy, here, H-E-R-E, here, make, M-A-K-E, make, play, P-L-A-Y, play, said, S-A-I-D, said. There, T-H-E-R-E, there, they, T-H-E-Y, they. Who, W-H-O, who, with, W-I-T-H, with, this, T-H-I-S, this. Three, T-H-R-E-E, three. Want, W-A-N-T, want, that. T-H-A-T, that. It's funny that want was right before that, because I'm sure you say that a lot. I want that. I want that. Maybe your sister or brother says it to you when you're playing with the toy. Went. W-E-N-T, went. Came. C-A-M-E, came. What? W-H-A-T, what? Where? W-H-E-R-E, where? Girl. G-I-R-L, girl. Have. H-A-V-E, have. Last one. Help. H-E-L-P, help. Repeating ears off. Good job, friends. Good job. Okay, last week we practiced counting by twos. Do you remember how to do that? Remember when we count by twos, we aren't starting at 1 anymore. We start at 2. When we start at 2, we don't go to 3. We go from 2 to 4. Okay? I don't remember. Did we only go to 20 last week? We'll go to 20 today. Maybe we'll up it tomorrow. But let's just start by going from 2 to 20 by counting by twos. We are skip counting. This is really nice when you have a lot of things to count, because you can do it quicker than just counting by ones, okay? So here we go. Are you ready? If you're not quite sure, you can just listen. We'll do it twice. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. You did it. Let's do it again, maybe a little bit quicker. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Good job. That's counting by twos. Keep practicing. Whenever you're maybe in the kitchen or playing with your Legos, you could move 2 Legos at a time and practice counting by twos. Or maybe if mom or dad or grandma and grandpa is making dinner or breakfast or lunch, you could say, can we practice counting? And you can practice counting just while you do little things like that, okay? All right, last kind of, our morning meeting type things that we do, counting, sounds, all of that. We're going to practice our sounds real quick, and then we will get in to measurement, okay? I'm so excited. I really like talking about height. I think it's really cool. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Ears on. H, hat. G, game. J, jug. D, dog. S, snake. Oops. N, nut. T, top. P, pan. Viva van. R, rat. L, lamp. M, man. B, bat. A, apple. C, cat. E, ed. Y, yeah, yellow. O, octopus. U, up. I, itch. X, fox. K, kite. F, fun. Q, queen. Let me do that real quick because I forgot to do this. Q, queen. Z, zebra. W, wind. Good job. Repeating ears off. Okay, as I've mentioned, we are going to talk about height today. Remember, when we talk about measurement, there's a lot of different ways to measure things, right? Last week, we talked about weight. Weight is how heavy something is. Your mom might say, hey, carry this box for me, or carry this bag for me, please. And you might say, oh, it's too heavy. Or maybe you're like, well, I can carry that. And they might say, oh, it's too heavy for you. And you'll say, oh, no, it's not. And you'll carry those heavy boxes, right? So we talked about weight. We can also talk about how long something is or how wide something is. But today we're going to talk about how tall things are. How tall or how short. I want you to think back to the beginning of the year. Okay, think way back. Close your eyes if you have to. It was late September, middle of September. We had picture day. Picture day. And you guys were all in your cute clothes and your bow ties and your dresses and your bows in your hair. And one of the moms that were helping out came to our room and said, can you please get in line from tallest to shortest? So we lined up by height. And the very tallest kid in our class, I don't remember who it was now, lined up first. And then the shortest kiddo, where's my hand? The shortest kiddo lined up at the very end. And then we had everybody else in the middle, okay? If you have a class photo, I think those got sent home before we left in March. If you have a class photo, you can look at it, and all the tall kids are going to be in the back. And all the kids who are kind of tall, medium height, are in the middle 2 rows. And then our shortest friends are at the very bottom. They're sitting on their bottoms. Now, it doesn't matter if you're super tall or if you're super short. But those are just the words that we use with it. When you're tall, you say you're tall. And if you're short, we say short, okay? So today, that was loud, sorry. Today, we are going to talk about the height of this old coffee mug that I have. I've never used it as a coffee mug. I usually store pencils or pens in it. We're going to talk about the height of this stapler. And we're going to talk about the height of this picture frame of me and my husband, Christian, from when we got married. So let me grab my box real quick so that you can see it. Because can you see anything right now? No, and that's not helpful. So let me move this out of the way and grab my lamination box. And I think it's going to be almost perfect. Look at that. Boom. Perfect. Okay. Now, I have 3 items. I have a stapler, I have a picture frame, and I have a cup. If we were going to take our class photo with these items, these were our classmates. Silly, I know. Would the picture frame go in the very front? Can you see anybody else in our class? No. Which one needs to go in the very front? Which one's the shortest? Yeah, the stapler would need to go in the front, and then the mug, and then the picture frame, right? So we have our short stapler, our medium height mug, and our tall frame. So we just put them in order from shortest to tallest, or tallest to shortest, depending on how you're looking at it. But what if we wanted to know how tall it was? Could we measure it? Yeah, we could. We can take our cubes. Let's start with our mug because it's the one that stayed. We could take our cubes, remember these guys, and we can stack them up. We did this, I think, about 2 weeks ago. We stacked up our cubes. I ended up accidentally knocking them over. and we figured out how tall, it was this magnet thing. We figured out how tall that was. So we can take our cubes and stack them right up next to the cup. And that's 3, count with me, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it is right there at the top, and it is about to fall, friends. Let me see if I can. Did you see it before it fell over? It was 10 cubes tall. Let me see if I can get it. I dropped some on the ground, but that's okay. Let me see if I can get it a little bit straighter. Either way, I got to 10. I promise you it was 10. Hopefully you could see it before it toppled over. There we go. 10 cubes tall. So we have our coffee mug that is 10 cubes tall. I know that because I stacked up one cube on top of each other all the way to the very tippy top of the mug, okay? I don't have it lined up right against it because it has that lip, but it is good. Let me see if I can do this. It is good to push it right up against the top of it. Sometimes when you go to the doctor's office, they might weigh you. We talked about that, right? Where you stand on a scale. And they'll figure out your height, and they have you stand right up against the wall real tight. You get your heels back there and your shoulders back. And then they pull that thing down and it touches the very top of your head. And that's how they know how tall you are. So this mug is 10 cubes tall. 10 cubes tall. We have to say cubes so that people know what we measured with, okay? Let me take these down. All right, what do you guys want to do next? Should we do the frame or the stapler? We've got the frame and we've got the stapler. Let's do the frame. Why not? Let's do the stapler. The frame will be fun for the last time. Okay, so we have this stapler. And we know just by looking at these two things that the stapler is shorter than the mug. The mug was 10. How many do you think that the stapler is going to be? I'm hearing some really good guesses. Let me grab this cube off the ground. Okay, let's see. This was 10. I'm going to guess that it's about 4. 4 cubes tall. 1, 2, count with me. 3, not yet. Ooh. 4. Okay. Now, it kind of is a little bit taller up here, but that's okay. I probably didn't pick the best item to measure, but 5. So it looks like it's about 5 cubes tall. Kind of depends on where you measure this thing. This probably wasn't the best example, but that's okay. So the stapler, we'll go to the tallest point. The stapler is 5 cubes tall. Only half of the mug. So it's a lot shorter, right? It's half the height. The stapler is 5 cubes tall. They're falling off of my box. 5 cubes tall. We have to say cubes because if you said that stapler is 5 tall, no one would know what you're talking about. No one would know what you measured with. When we were in class last year, we would measure height with those cubes that snap together that you guys would sometimes play with during like free time. And some kids measured how tall I was, how tall their friends were, and we were all saying, Mrs. Forrester is, I don't know how many cubes tall I was, 30 cubes tall. Okay, so you really have to be clear. All right, last one. We have this picture frame, and we know that it's taller than our mug that's 10 cubes tall. So how tall do we think it's gonna be? What do you think? Let me move so you can see me. What do you think? Think it's gonna be 20 cubes tall? A little less than 20 cubes? Let's see, and I'm gonna do a little trick here, okay? I have these base 10 blocks is what we're working with. Don't worry about that though. I have this, it's called a rod, and it's 10 cubes long, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cubes long. So if I know that the mug is 10, right, and the frame's taller than it, I'm going to use that to get a head start as long as it'll stand up straight for me. Okay, and I'm going to actually turn this because it's got a nice edge that we can really see how tall it is. Okay, so we're at 10. Let's count on from 10. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, oops, moved our picture frame. 15, is it 15? No. 16. I would say it's 16 cubes tall. 16 cubes, so not quite 20. Not quite 20. It's less than 20, but still taller than that mug. But only 6 cubes taller. So that is height. Sometimes when we go to Raging Rivers or when we go to Six Flags, or maybe you've been to Disney World, sometimes we can't ride the rides. Why can't we ride the rides? What do you think? Give me some answers. Tell me. I'm listening. Oh, yeah, the lines are too long. Oh, yeah. Your sister might need a nap. What else? Do I hear it? I think I hear it. Because you're not tall enough. Yeah, some rides for safety have height requirements. Most of them are like 48 inches. You have to be 48 inches tall. I have no idea what that would be in cubes. So if you've ever gone, or maybe to the carnival when it's at the mall, if you've ever gone on a roller coaster or on a ride, they might have had to say, hey, let's check your height. And they check your height, kind of like they do at the doctor. So that's height, how tall or how short something is, okay? Take some time today to maybe try to measure how tall things are. Just compare them. Use cubes or Legos if you have them, or use something else that's stackable. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow for our Zoom lesson, and have a great day. Bye, friends.